What is popping? After a long weekend, what felt like it is back to Monday. We are at the 25th of August, and yeah, banger trading day to start the week. Really couldn't expect or want anything better, um, analysis wise, and just let's just get into it straight up. So if you look right here, 15 minute time frame. We have these highs over here, and that's 11:15 of Friday of last week, and right here is our open, 8:30 prices around here somewhere. So anyways, we've been dumping all night basically, slowly but surely into this large 15-minute inefficiency. Going the larger time frame. I like how it's I like how this is looking, to take out these highs essentially, and then potentially move lower for the week. However, that's kind of outside the scope. We'll see that tomorrow. But anyways, we're coming into this large 1 hour imbalance, and I'm not marking out this entire thing, and hoping for like a reaction. I'm gonna mark out that 15-minute time frame, and it's gonna be much more defined and much more easy. We have liquidity right here. We come into that for value around 5 a.m. And then we have a high time frame SMT at these lows going into the session. So I'm like, all right, I'm like to see longs for today. There's no reason for me to be shorting, especially after we tapped in this upper quadrant right here. Actually, let me rephrase. I was mixed bias, but you'll see kind of how it played out. But this first 15-minute candle opens up here, closes way down here with an SMT. We'll get into that. Anyways, we go to the 1 minute time frame, mark out our 12 o'clock open, 8:30 open, all of our opens. And this is basically our start. So we open off market, push up, and then dump down. Keep in mind we have 10 a.m. news today. So that did play a factor in placing any trades. And it was really nice. Push down, we come up, we push down, put an SMT, and immediately once we do that, I'm ready to take a long. I would like to see us, we tapped into that 0.25. We're looking strong. We just clearly inversed that as a 2 minute time frame. We clearly ran through this fair value gap, which is first presented fair value gap. And then also, if you go on to our top step X, this was a model taken on both live and demo account. Not demo, but challenge. Alright, right here. So we take this low, and then we get on top of this breaker, everything. So then we put in one for value gap, two for value gap. Once we break away, I wanted to see a little more. Right here, this is the two for value gap setup. I want to see a little more. Just because we were, we came all the way down here. We closed bullish. I waited for this close, consolidation. Entered at the open of this candle. I believe I was looking at probably the 30-second. Which, yeah, I was looking at the 30-second, and that's kind of this entry. So it was kind of late. There was a bunch of two for value gap, so I wanted to see. Anyways, price decides to basically darn an SMT, these highs with ES. I'm going to go to ES real quick. Right here is we take our SMT high. I kind of should have known that just because that NASDAQ was weaker because it had that SMT to downside, and ES did not. So it would be better to take ES in this situation, but the setup, I don't know if it was there. I don't really want to check. Anyways, we get stopped up break even on that, put in SMT, but I'm like, this SMT is going to get ran through. It doesn't make sense for us to come back to this larger time frame, and if we do, then I'll shift my bias to bearish because that SMT just got invalidated, and there's no reason for us to go down except manipulate or maybe test out this 15-minute wick. That's what I was kind of thinking about. And then once we get our 10 a.m. news, which is what I waited for after my entry, I got stopped at break even, waited 20 minutes for news. This is like a chop. 10 a.m. news drops right here, taps in all the way up into our buy side, comes way down. And as soon as I see that on basically the thing, like we had 1-2 fair value gaps. I wanted to see this fair value gap come down maybe and do something. But this was the perfect candle. What did we do? We barely took buy side, and this is a wick. This is rejection. So people are shorting this right here. We come back down, more and more shorting into our upper fair value gap with absolute precision. Constant encroachment. Then we get our close bullish, which is right there, and then I took my entry even lower when price came down there. And then we targeted our midnight open as well as this buy side, but we got tapped break even on the dot, literally. So that was unfortunate. But anyways, let's go to that real quick. On here, it was a 2 for value gap sequence on the 1 minute, so we really are not going to see it on the 30-second, but you know, just very, very clear price action. Very, very clear. Maybe hard to read, but if you just wait for news and have the correct direction, like look on this 15-minute, man, it's like a perfect model to go up higher. You know, open, manipulate, and then finally manipulate again, but put in an SMT, or not SMT, don't take this low, and then go higher. Manipulate again with 10 a.m. news, go higher. It's so manipulative, but if you're able to read it, you're good to go. And yeah, that's basically the day. Nothing too crazy. I liked how today was adapting to the bias that was low-key mixed. But yeah, nothing really crazy. Top step is looking fantastic. This is what I want to see. I want to see steady growth, steady gains. I don't want to see crazy winning days, crazy losing days. I just want to see, you know, consistency and to get this payout. You know, we're almost there. We're getting there. We're at 387, about $400 per account. I like where we're at. I like what we're doing. Today was a bigger day, about $200 day. So, you know, it's a pretty average day if I'm looking at everything around like 145, 249, 250, 130, 181. It's all about the same. So yeah, just great day. Shows that you know, resilience. I think this shows resilience. You know, showed longing, knowing the bias. This proves to me that I know the bias for the day. If we weren't maybe like consolidating, or we didn't have news at 10, we would have left right here. However, since we didn't, we consolidated, did not get chopped up. No point. I mean, this is the only place you could have got chopped, I guess, right? No point to get chopped. Holding this low, holds order block right here, 1 2 3 4 5, comes into it, expels out of it, and then we get the expel out of it, and then we have our news that manipulates, and we have 2 for rally gaps in that explosion high. So great day. Trade of 8 is up a fat, basically 3K today. I got 7 more K to go to pass this account by the 4th. So I'm hype. That should be possible. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna do my top step to be the consistent steady gains. You know, very, I would say, you know, regular. You know, the way I want to be trading, 100% risk tight, to conserve capital conservation. But then the trade of 8, 300K, if I get that funded, I'm going to basically try and, remember it's 2K per trade. That's what I did today, 2K per trade, and just try and run it up. Because you have to get the $7,500 buffer until you can withdraw anything. And then the minimum withdrawal is $3,500. So we'll see how that goes. It's looking bright though, looking optimistic. I'm liking these wins. I want to get this account passed. I should up the risk now. Now that I'm, you know, almost there, I need to up the risk potentially. Or I could do it risking 2K, and this would take about 2 trading days on the best situation side. You know, I need about, like 7K, so 3.5 each day. It's possible to do it in 2 days, or maybe 1 day if it's crazy, you know. But I will see y'all in the next video, and that's it.